Hey guys, I am back here. So here is the one that I am going to find a new home for. And here is the original base height. But as you know, remember, the original one was that particle wood. So I rebuilt it with the original specs, the height and everything, except it doesn't have that big circle like most Dobsons do. Let me get you a bit closer. So again, it's streamlined, it's lighter, it's stronger, being real plywood. There's the bottom part. There's your tension spring over here. So basically, just so you guys know, when I went with Angelus to Home Depot, this plywood was about $100. And Angelus says, why don't you get this other plywood type of thing? And I said, well, that's construction grade, meaning it has knots everywhere. It's not sanded, and that's it's not smooth, and that's something that you could use for a subfloor, and then after you put your whatever real floor on top. So I didn't want to get anything that crappy, and I told her, if you're going to build something like this nice, you know, you got to get the real plywood. So here's what it looks like. So here you go, guys. Next step I'm going to do is show you, because I did not show you how I built this base. It is sunny out here today. So I got leftover plywood here. I got two nice pieces here. So what I did is, do you remember the base that came originally with that light bridge? I'll put it here. That base was too tall for my needs. It was from the bottom of the dob to the bottom of the rocker, it was like 6.5 inches. I am basically just having 2 inches so the tube can swing through, and that's it. So I'm rebuilding the base type of thing because I need it more portable, more lighter, and to the size that I need. I don't need something that high. So I'm rebuilding it. So I'm showing you guys how I did it. Okay, so first step is I'm gonna cut these out. I'm gonna use the circular saw. Here we go. So I have the correct height. Of course, I have to still do all this. So let's get to it. So how I'm gonna make the holes where the trusses go in is by this. Now, I just did that on the one you saw me rebuilt, and this one comes up to like a 1 inch all the way up to 6 inch, and I believe it's like 6.25 inch, so it's going to be very close to this, and that's how I'm going to make the holes nice and perfect, is use this. So let's get to it. So it seems that when you use, cordless batteries, they sometimes will die halfway. So let me go get my corded drill and we'll continue. And maybe I guess I'll charge this guy up. Okay, so let's now do it with the power of the cord. Okay, so we got this. We just have to open up this hole a tiny bit more, like 1 millimeter on either side. And then of course, just finish off some of these corners. And we have these side walls done. Let's switch over to like a jigsaw. Okay, so here we go. So we have 2 of these all set. And later on, what I'll do, I'll scribe some of these, so the holes, I'll scribe these 2 holes and adjust them if they need like a 0.5 millimeter adjustment, so they're both exactly the same. That's it. I think we can sand them down. Let's see how they look. As you guys know, there's always things that happen. So my sandpaper just broke. Let me go get some more. Okay, a couple of things I just, after sanding, then you can tell a little bit. I just have a little bit of a ridge here. I'm just gonna trim that off a little. And I don't like the blade because it kind of chopped a little bit. So I think I should use like a blade for metal because the teeth are really fine and then it doesn't do stuff like that. Jigsaw, I'm just gonna try to take a little bit off because the sandpaper won't be able to take that much off. Two places, and then it might look a little better. And then I think these two side walls are pretty good. And there we go. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little different because that original base that he made, I noticed that the wood that comes over here is like kind of like here, half on and half on this spot. So I'm just gonna make it a tiny bit, quarter of an inch more, so it actually rides over here and not like over here. So the measurement I need is 17. It was gonna be 17 and a half by 17, but I'm gonna make it 17 and 3/4 by 17, just in case. This is gonna be the base parts where those two side parts sit on. You know what they say? Measure twice and cut once, because if you make a mistake, you're out of luck. The wood will be garbage, or find another project for it. Okay, so just so you guys know where I'm at, here's the two side walls. It's gonna go like that. Of course, I still gotta sand the bottom one out. So I just have to fill this piece here, and then the round part underneath, and then that's it. You got a working base. Okay, now for the bottom circle part, I'm gonna put my drumming skills to test here. So I got my 17-inch, which is about what I need for the very bottom. So hopefully you guys can see this. This is the bottom flat part. These are the two side bearing parts. And then of course I need one more piece that goes in the front, right? So the very bottom one, which is normally a circle, is pretty much perfect to this guy, as you can see. So I'm just going to use the symbol. So why not use drumming and astronomy parts together? Okay, this time I am going to use a metal blade on the jigsaw because it has really small teeth and it's not going to grab the wood and then kind of tear it apart. Okay guys, we have all the pieces, the round part, the two braces, the bottom, and we got the two side walls. So it's just time to put this guy all together. Okay guys, quick test. I got the three parts up. Let's go see if it fits in the light bridge. See what happens. Okay, here we go. So actually, let me turn it around. Easier this way. And okay, it's a little too wide. Okay, well the good news is, yeah, it's a little bit too wide, but the good news is, like I said, I could always shrink it. I need to shrink it like 1/4 of an inch at least. So that's the good news. So all I have to do here is just trim these guys 1/4 of an inch and bring it in. Okay guys, let's try this again. And I trimmed it 1/2 inch. So I'm pretty certain it's going to go in this time. Okay. Well, remember, I don't have any Teflon bearings or anything like that, so. Okay, obviously I have to put a hole right here in the middle, and then this is gonna go on the bottom. I'm gonna put 1x3 pieces of feet on it again, and of course then through here, and then you have your basic, Dobsonian base. But anyway, so this is how you build a base. Again, I gotta drill a hole through that one, this one. I gotta put the Teflon on the bottom round part up here. Maybe a bit more sanding, maybe a little bit more tweaking, staining, varnishing it. That's it for today. Okay guys, so I'm just using the extra plywood just to make the feet. It's 3/4 inch, and I'm making it like the same as I did the other one. So instead of using that pine board, which sometimes can crack, this one should be stronger. So it's about 2x3 inches, so it's good enough for the feet. I did do, I think, one little error that maybe you guys that are building your own should know. So the scope actually does not go 90 degrees straight up, okay? It's a little bit like, I would say 87 and a half degrees. And the reason is because it's touching over here. So to fix that, instead of having the wood on the inside, what I do is have it on the outside, right? And then that would give me an extra 3/4 inch, and maybe it would go to 88 degrees or something like that, 88 and a half, which is practically fine. I mean, the chances of something being right there at the very top is very low percent. And even if there was one item, you wait a half an hour till this guy turns and that's over. Anyway, so that's just my little boo-boo. I'm not going to change it for now. But if I do, I'm just going to make one piece of wood go from the outside to that outside, and that will push, instead of the bar, instead of this being here, it is now going to be on the outside. Hey guys, so here is the base. As you can see, so this is what it looks like. Now I haven't put the Teflons here or on the bottom type of thing, but as you can see, it's working. I'm pretty happy with it, so I still have to wood fill a couple holes, sand it, stain it, and then varnish it, type of thing. But that's kind of like what it is. It's pretty light. Actually, I haven't even weighed it. Why don't I do that? It's pretty light, it's pretty portable, it's pretty small. I'm almost guaranteed this will fit in the yellow car, so not a problem. With the bottom rocker base inside, and then the poles can go behind the seats, and I think even the upper cage can go on the side of the hood, but I'm gonna go weigh it. Okay, it actually surprised me, 14 pounds. So as you saw with that first base that I tried to shorten, that was, what was it, 33 pounds I think. Then I got it down to 19 pounds, but remember, that's using that sawdust particle wood. Now this is 3/4 inch plywood, and it's still lighter, 14 pounds. It's amazing, see what you guys can do. I remember, I could even make this even less weight. How? You know, some people put a hole, like over here. I could put a 5-inch hole, maybe 6-inch hole here, and this side, and then the front, because I mean it already has an opening there, I wouldn't put any holes here, but if I put 2 holes on either side, I could probably get that down, I don't know, to 12.5 pounds type of thing. So that's why building in plywood out of that particle board is so much better. You can make it smaller. It's also stronger by at least 3 times type of thing. So anyway, guys, that's it. Okay, here we are. So first coat of stain. There's the bottom part. Once I put 2, then I'll shellac it or varnish it, and then I'll put the Teflons on. Okay guys, here we go. So here is 2 stains and a couple varnishes with spray paint. And I got the Teflon pieces on, over here, over there. So that's what the final product is. I just have to test it to make sure it's okay. Put the bolt through, and there we go. The only thing I don't like with this, I used a varnish type of spray paint, and I think one with a roller or brush would have been better because it doesn't go on so thick, and I had to put 4 or 5 coats on it, where I think if I would have done a brush or roller, it just would have been easier, maybe 2 or 3 coats instead of like 5 or 6. Anyway, I'll show you the finished product. Okay guys, so here we go. So this is the finished product. Hopefully you guys can see that. So as you can see, it's turning, and there we go. I'm going to take you guys downstairs. I'm going to compare this one to the one it came with, that the guy custom made, just so you can see the difference in size and everything. Okay guys, there is one issue. So the telescope goes from here, and then it hits this wood in the front. Now, easy fix, but it doesn't go lower than 25 degrees as it is. Now, really, 25 degrees from the horizon is probably pretty low. So you probably should not be viewing any lower than 25 degrees. But here's the easy fix. Now, all I have to do is if I remove this top one, which I probably don't even need, which takes me 2 minutes to do, then the telescope can go all the way down to the horizon. Or maybe I just make this guy smaller, like in half, and then it probably would go to, 10 degrees. And really, you don't really need to go that low anyway. Viewing anything that low on the horizon is not going to be good. You're going through too much atmosphere anyway. Okay, I think I found the answer. All I did, instead of this having a gap here, remember I had an inch gap, so all I did is just move it down. And now it goes, that screw does no longer hit, and it actually goes all the way down to 1 degree. So I think that's it. I'll just leave it like as is, and I'll just rescrew it just a tiny bit lower, and that's it. Problem solved. Okay guys, so here is the difference between these two, the one I just made and the one that came with the light bridge. So much, much smaller.